What is up, my beautiful people? Happy Sunday night. Happy Sunday evening. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you had a great Sunday where you were relaxed and groovy and enjoyed it all. And I hope that you are now having a nice little wind down. It is I, your favorite papatillo, not tapatillo, but just as spicy as the sauce, Papa Rose here in La Casa de Juju. And it is time for another Sunday story time or Storytime Sunday with yours truly. And before we go any further, I want to say thank you so much for staying with us and enjoying and getting involved. I want to thank all of my trubies and my newbies too. Welcome aboard if you're new here. This is the YouTube channel for La Casa de Juju and Papa Rose, where we talk about esoteric subjects. We talk about spiritual subjects. We talk about having a day in the life of a backwoods brujo, as well as talking about products and offerings and all sorts of new things that are happening in La Casa de Juju as well, because it is what? La Casa de Juju is not just a spiritual place. It is a store where you could get some wonderful things and more. Like this week, let me do a quick update before we jump into everything. Oh, and before we jump into everything, please don't forget to give this video a like, share it around like Tic Tacs, and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Do all the things and let us know what's up and stay involved in the comment section too, because there's gonna be stuff there too. And like I said, this week we are doing something because it's my birthday week. What's up, fellow Aries? Unite. Sending much love. This week I decided, why not have a special sale to celebrate the upcoming birthday of mine. And I want to share this with you because guess what? I like sharing the gift of education. And we've been having a couple classes. You know, I do classes. I also do mentorships. I also do divination and hands-on troubleshooting sessions where we sit down and troubleshoot stuff that you might be doing. But I'm going to be doing a sale, yes, a sale on the classes that I'm going to have listed below in the comments. See, I told you those comment stuff coming up in the comments of the different classes we have, and there are many different ones we're going to have available. A lot of things for divination, because you know, again, I'm a divination stickler. So we'll be doing dream interpretation, dice divination, domino divination, numerology, learning Lenormand 1 and 2, as well as altars, shrines, and work tables, how to pit up and fix these sacred spaces of spiritual communication, fixing your saints, the art of spiritually preparing your sacred imagery, how to, not just saints, but also different images and how to work with that. Courting Fortuna, a class where we get to work with the spirits of good luck and the energy of good luck to bring good luck around you, because we don't need a little bit more good luck, eh? Learning how to work with lamps in your sorcery, your magic, and your spirituality, as well as the power of powders. There are two more that we have, which is Feed Your Head, understanding and working with Ori, the spirit of your head, and basic Orisha veneration for non-initiates. I'm going to be doing this right now, and instead our classes usually are 100 per class for the recordings, but for this week only, from this Sunday until next Sunday, they are going to be $25 off, so you get them for $75. Yes, so let me know if you're interested. Check again in the write-up below where you can find the scheduler. You can email me, you can float me a DM, whatever it is, and we can get you set up if you'd like to get one of those classes. And speaking of classes, I'm going to be teaching the last one for this month on my birthday proper, this Tuesday, March 31st, where I'll be teaching the second part of seasonal magic, working with the spirits, deities, and entities of spring, where you get to learn the different ones and lore of all of these different entities, spirits, and deities involved with spring, which I think is fun because we just finished our witchcraft class and our introduction to seasonal magic with spring class just last week, and it was wonderful. I wish you would have been there. But that said, also, if you'd like to schedule a divination with me, if you'd like to schedule any one of those sessions with me, please feel free to use the schedule link in the comments below. As well as the link to the class will be there as well. So that said, I'm going to actually add a little Tony Chachere's on top of this gumbo and say, you know what? If you buy an oil, a bath salt, a powder, or a lotion, you can get a second order of any of those products or the same one, whichever, for half off. It's a buy one, get one half sale. And it again is also going to be from here on to next week. So if you want to have Saint's Blood powder, skeleton key oil, Egyptian business bath crystals, or Mr. Money lotion, now's the time to get your getting and get it good. Buy one, get one half off. Get with me in the comments, send me a message, and we can talk about it. But now that you stayed for so long, and thank you for it, I'm happy you're here. Y'all came to hear a story, and it's time to tell a story. So, tonight's story is one that teaches a lesson about destiny and how it cannot be avoided nor destroyed. So, tonight, when people used to tell me stories when I was a kid like this, they never started once upon a time. It was always, let us abide with the elders. Let us abide with the ancestors and ancients tonight. So let's do just that. Y'all get ready. Y'all get comfy. And let me tell you a tale of Obatala Elekwa, and how disobedience sometimes is the necessary move, because sometimes doing what's right isn't doing what's legal. Sometimes doing what's legal isn't what's right. So let us talk about the spirits and bring them closer tonight. Long ago, as my elders would say, there was a time when Obatala, the king of the white cloth and father of the Orisha, became so filled with anger, so filled with wrath, so filled with just overwhelming over-itness and disappointment in his children, or should I say the errors and the continued strife and all of the craziness that his children brought, that he became blinded by wrath, blinded by anger, and consumed with just, and he made an extreme and horrible decision. Since mostly it was male children who continued to do harm to the world, who continued to do all these things, he said there would be no more male children allowed to breathe. Whew. The kingdom wailed. But Obatala was firm. Once spoken, it was done. But at the moment of his proclamation, when the world believed that this fate was sealed, a cry came out. Yembo, Obatala's queen, gave birth to a special child, a child destined to be great and powerful, a king. This child was named Shango. Before the child had even taken his first breath to take a cry, he already had a death sentence above his head. Yet at the baby's side appeared a presence, small, mischievous, apparently insignificant, yet powerful. The Lord of all roads, Elegwa, he who knows all things, the divine messenger, stood by the edge of the crib. He knew very well that this last edict that was spoken, he knew the dangers of what he was about to do. And he knew something even more important, that this child had a destiny. And when someone's destiny is set, Elegwa does not allow it to be lost. So he wrapped the child in cloths and a blanket, and quietly, secretly, calmly, took him to a place where no one would find him. He took Shango to Yemaya, in her palace at the sea, who also was feeling a little lonely and would love the child herself. She was overjoyed, and she silently raised Shango like her own, far from danger and hidden from the outside world. As time passed, Shango grew up strong and valiant, honorable and accomplished, handsome and attractive, formed well by Yemaya's mothering and raising right. But the child who was supposed to have died thrived and had a presence about him that people felt that was like thunder just before the storm. His aura was like lightning, and his fiery eyes burned with a luminescence. That child, moved by power, but walked and let his aura speak. Time passes, and time passed. Soon he was no longer a child, and his destiny got to calling, because something was missing, and soon it would come to pass that what was missing would be found, what was lost would be re-seen. One day, Obatala became gravely ill. No one knew why, no one knew how, no one knew what to do. No remedy would work, no Orisha could heal him, no Ashe could help him, no medicine worked. The palace became silent and the air became even heavier and heavier. It was at this time that Elegua once again intervened, for Elegua is always at the beginning, at the end of all things. So, he appeared and found Shango. He spoke to him, he guided him, he opened his road and took Shango directly to his father. Obatala lay on his bed, confused and weak. So much so that he did not even know had no idea who this powerful young man who appeared in front of him was. Who is this? Obatala said. And Elegua said, someone who will heal you. Shango understood completely who Obatala was, for Elegua had spoken everything. Yemaya confirmed and sent her blessings. And without anger, without hate, without boisterous reclaiming of crowns or anything, Shango simply used his Ashe, his power, to heal his father. In that moment, everything changed. The great king of the Orisha softened, and his mind opened and expanded as he was healed. He understood his great mistake and also understood something even more profound. What is destined to pass cannot be undone or destroyed. When he got up from his bed, he hugged his son. He reversed his decree and asked forgiveness. Shango said, Baba, there is nothing to forgive. You were sick, and now you are healed. Let us go forward then in peace. There was much rejoicing throughout the land. The heaviness had gone, the darkness of Obatala's sickness receded, and his anger was softened. Peace returned. There was much rejoicing. Over time, Shango grew to be a mighty king, revered not just in Yoruba land, but throughout all of the world. And all of this, thanks to the disobedience of Elegua. At least that's how I heard the story. Have you heard this story before? And if so, how did you hear it? Let me get with you in the comments below. Let's talk about it. For me, this story carries some profound spiritual lessons and is very, very emotional for me. It's one of the stories that my mom told me. Here, it speaks of how Elegua protects the destinies and the destiny of any individual, especially when the world seems against them. It speaks that no matter how small and insignificant some things may seem or look, do not be deceived. Great power sometimes hides in the smallest places and in the smallest person. In this story, Shango represents what is destined to be, even though it might seem impossible. And most importantly, it says that without Elegua, no destiny can truly be fulfilled. This is why Elegua is so important to us in Lukumi, as Legba is in Voodoo and in New Orleans. His energy sometimes is disobedient because there is a higher authority to which one must align themselves. There is truth, there is honor, there is righteousness. And it comes without fanfare. It comes without anything but what is true and what is correct. And injustice cannot stand. Sometimes one must do something to do the right thing. There's an old meme that says religion is doing what you're told no matter if it's right. Spirituality is doing what's right no matter what you're told. And like Watami has always been the Lord of the spiritual person because he does what's right no matter what he's told, as should we all. So, with that, I will leave you with this story. And I hope it brought you a blessing. I hope it was entertaining, and I hope you enjoyed it. And as again, if you'd like to schedule a divination with me, if you'd like to schedule a mentorship session with me, if you'd like to schedule a troubleshooting with me, or if you want to get involved in all the loverly products and the sales and all things, let me know. Let me know what's up and get with me. And as always, y'all, have a wonderful, blessed, amazing week. Tomorrow is Monday, Elegwa's day. So for all my fellow people that serve Elegwa and work with him, Monday's that day. It's time to talk to the small giant, the one who moves great powers, the child, indulgent child of heaven, and my beloved Father. Tomorrow's that day to talk to him. So, y'all, have a wonderful rest of your night. Have a blessed week. May Allah open your roads and doors and gates to happiness, success, health, wealth, joy, and destiny. Y'all treat each other well. Treat yourself with kindness too. And know that I'm always sending you love, peace, and Juju. And if you got any questions, float me a note because that's all she wrote. Mwah. Later on and have a great week, y'all.